It is not over yet. The bidding war for Warner Brothers Discovery is turning hostile. Yesterday, Paramount Skydance launched a takeover bid to buy the entire company. This comes just days after Netflix announced that they were paying $72 billion for the company. For a closer look at what this could mean for you, I'm joined this morning by Barry Hertz, film editor and deputy arts editor at the Globe and Mail. Good morning.
Good morning.
So Paramount has outbid Netflix, said they're going to continue to champion Hollywood more than Netflix. So how do the offers of these two companies that are in this bidding war compare?
Well, the Paramount one is tens of billions of dollars more. But Netflix seems to be very confident in the offer that it has already made. And yesterday, its co-CEO, Ted Sarandos, basically said they believe that they have a done deal, and that the regulatory hurdles that Paramount is kind of insinuating would take place if Netflix were to go forth aren't so much a problem.
Okay, well, let's break that down for everybody how we got here. Netflix originally outbid Paramount. Paramount then has been able to help out their bid with the help from a consortium of investors that include Jared Kushner's firm, Middle Eastern funds, Larry Ellison, who, by the way, is the father of Paramount head David Ellison. This is like a mini-series. So
Yes.
if successful, how could the funding influence future productions, or would it?
I think it could very much influence future productions. So if Paramount's bid, their hostile bid, is successful, we have a lot of different political elements in play here, which are very troubling just on the surface of it. As you said, Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son-in-law, is part of the investment package. It has sovereign-backed funds from several Middle Eastern concerns, including Saudi Arabia, which is not exactly one of the friendlier territories right now and is very conservative when it comes to culture and entertainment. So if those things come to the fore and Paramount is successful, what kind of entertainment and culture will they be producing? It's a very political question as much as it is a cultural one.
Well, and that goes back to what you were saying, that Netflix says they feel confident that this is going to go through. But my understanding is that Paramount's bid went over the managers' heads and right to the shareholders, who obviously have a lot of influence. So what does a Netflix, first of all, where are we going to be in this tangle? Like, who gets to finally decide whose bid wins?
It will be up to the Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders and the board, which has a fiduciary duty to benefit the shareholders. But more than that, I feel either option, no matter if the Paramount bid succeeds or the Netflix bid succeeds, we're looking at the erasure of a 102-year-old studio that was so intrinsic to the Hollywood that we know today, and the Hollywood history, that either option at this point is a bad one, I feel, for filmgoers and for filmmakers.
Okay, let's dig into that. But first of all, taking a look at Netflix's takeover, what would that mean for popular films and shows, ones that people are familiar with, like Harry Potter or Batman or Game of Thrones?
So they will all theoretically, let's say the Netflix bid goes through, they would all be funneled under the Netflix umbrella. So what does that mean? It means really a lack of theatrical space for these movies. Netflix's business model has always been built on direct to consumer, cutting out that middleman of theatrical exhibition. They have been, I would say, openly hostile to the business model of theaters. So if all of that were to happen, we would lose tons of product going to theaters every week. And movie theaters, which are already in kind of a sticky situation following the pandemic and strikes and all kinds of other injuries, would be decimated.
So when you say that we would lose them, where would they go?
Well, they would go under that Netflix umbrella. They would go direct to streaming.
Okay.
Netflix is not concerned about propping up the theatrical exhibition economy.
Right.
They are concerned about how many subscribers they can get, the members, as they call them, and how much money they can wring from there. So it would basically mean skipping that whole theatrical step, and so much of the entertainment that we consume, including those very big properties, like you said, Batman, Harry Potter, Superman, they wouldn't be big screen anymore. They would be small, and everything would feel, I feel, that much smaller.
That's a huge shift in the industry when you look at, all the way from makers to final product. For us here in Canada, Barry, streaming services like Crave, the one owned by this company, are directly linked to Warner Discovery. So regardless of which company wins in the end, what do we need to be prepared for?
I think Canadian audiences need to be prepared for a radical alteration of their viewing habits, whether that's going to the theater or say as turning on Crave, which is, a Bell Media property, but a lot of the content on there is procured through an output deal with Warner Brothers Discovery, all that lovely HBO content, for instance. So if that HBO content falls under the Netflix umbrella with this acquisition, then Crave is going to be in a very tricky position because it's going to not immediately, but very potentially lose that content. So what else is there going to be to entice subscribers to their service and not say, just stick with Netflix solely?
It is a fascinating deal that is technically not over yet. So we're going to keep watching it. Barry Hertz, film editor and deputy arts editor at the Globe and Mail. Great to have you in this discussion, Barry. Thanks.
Thank you.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.